Nya, wanyangalam janangu, gavi yanangu. Hello and welcome. My name is Lyndon Davies. I'm a descendant of the traditional custodians of the region. So I'm, extra privileged to be here today. It's a huge event for me. I'm nervous, that nervous this morning, dreaming about it. But it's an honour, it's a privilege for me to be here, and thank the organisers for inviting me here today to be a part of to welcome the country, to give that welcome on behalf of all of the traditional custodians, the ancestors, my ancestors, our ancestors from the surrounding districts of the Sunshine Coast. We know that we all spoke the common language, the Gubbi language, which is spoken all throughout the districts for countless generations. But, obviously different groups of family associated in that language group with different dialects, some words a little bit different, pronounced to some families to other families. My family come from the Malula. Now people may even know it as Malula, at the back of Malula Bar there. But that was the name of our actual group, the Malulu clan, from those coastal plains that we now call Malula, or at the back of Malula Bar there. And Malulo, in our language, does actually talk about red clay plains, which is different from Malula Bar. Malula Bar there, right on the coastline, it's a different word. Malula Bar does refer to the place of the red-bellied black snake. Well, he might be around there, so, you've got to be wary of that, because the places and the names will give you a bit of a heads up on what's in that district. For example, Caboolture. You may have come from Caboolture today, people that did. That area does explain the area of where the carpet snake resides. Kabul is the name of the carpet snake, and when you add the suffix cha at the end of it, it just basically means the earthly place of the carpet snake. And so more commonly down in that particular district there, obviously. But there could have been many Cabooltures, if you're sort of understanding what I'm saying, is that, all scattered throughout the district. The habitats there, the landscape will provide those habitats for those animals. So there could be many Cabooltures. Maroochydore, another one. Maroochydore means the place of the very territorial bird. I don't know if you know about the black swan, but she is very territorial, doesn't like anything else nesting near her or him. And if you do come close to those nests, well, you'll be promptly faced with very angry black swans. They'll be coming towards you, and they'll be basically hinting to you that you're not really allowed around here. And the way that they sort of gave me that body language is really quite interesting, because that's just up the road here at Coolum Creek. Not found on Maroochy River as much, because there's a lot of activity on those waters, and the black swan likes to be calm waters to be living on. And one time I walked up and I was taking some photos of some cygnets, gunmetal grey in colour. And I was getting too close, and so Dad came over and straightened out his neck and started slapping the top of the water, and I'm thinking, okay, I get the body language there. You don't want me around, really. And so we just took a couple of snaps, which is really good. But we got out of there as soon as we were told to leave, basically, by the protectors of those nests and babies. So, our area, we're still speaking it today very regularly. And if you're wondering what Gubbi means, it's quite easy to understand, especially with other nations and groups around us. We had 250 different languages. Gubbi was just spoken in the Sunshine Coast district, as far down to the North Pine River, up to the north to us, up near the Burrum River, and then going out west to the Conondale Ranges. So it was quite a large area in which we sort of looked after and was custodianship for. Gubbi means that we are the people that use the word gubbi for no. Okay? So if we were to say no in a conversation, obviously we would just say gubbi. Now if we're saying it twice, we're not talking about it in a conversation, we're referring to a group of people. They are the gubby people over there. They are the people that use gubby when they say the word no. Now, we can understand it easy when we've got the people to the west of us on the other side of the Conondale Range. We have the Waka Waka speaking people. To the south of us, we have the Yagara speaking people, and to the north, we have the Goreng. Now, we know that they use the word Goreng for no up around that Bundaberg district. Goreng was their word, so they are the people who use Goreng for no. To the west of us, we had the Waka Waka people. Obviously, they are the people that use Waka for no. And there's a good one down the bottom there, Yagara. You're probably, what does he mean by Yagara? Yaga is the word for no down that way. Gotchas, eh? So, you know, when you say Yagara, that basically means the people who use Yaga for no. Okay? And quite a big area we looked after, as I said. But we're just custodians for it. We just looked after, we cared for it. We made sure that those kangaroos were still living there. We'd hunt a couple now and then when the fern leaf wattle would tell us. So there's things in nature that'll indicate seasons, especially our plants and flowers. That's what they've really, everything's put here for a purpose. Everything from the smallest insect, that annoying sandfly. I don't really, we don't get along that well. But he's definitely not racist, that fella. But he's around. And you'd be like, I hate him, but he's here for a reason. Yeah, he'll tell you about the seasons. The insects coming in, you're going, oh yeah, the season's coming in now. Right, I gotcha. Okay. When the fern leaf wattle comes into the season, we know that eastern grey kangaroos can be hunted. It's the best time to hunt them. If you're after mud crabs, you'll be looking for the batwing coral tree. That's your indication. It has a big red flower on it. It's around here, all in our district. You live here, you'll see it every day. You walk past it, you won't even know. But you'll see this red flower now. You'll be thinking about it. They also call it the corkwood. Batwing coral tree, other name. When it comes in the red flower, we know that the mud crabs are ready to be harvested. I think a lot of people may know this because I've done a lot of talks around, but it's good for us to, relearn it and to hear it once again to help us understand how the system works. If you're after oysters, I don't mind eating oysters. I remember my uncles used to be out in the middle of the river, the Maroochy River, and they'd be feeling down them with their feet. In the middle of the river, they'd have a dilly bag over there and a knife in their mouth. They'd be feeling with their feet. And I'd go, geez, they've got hard feet, them uncles. And they did. They had hard calluses all over them. They didn't even wear shoes. My great uncle, his name was Herb Chili. He used to be out there on the builder's labourer, but he was a concreter. All the labourers that I know, they say, oh, is your Chili mob? I said, yeah, that's our mob. I said, with your Uncle Herb Chili? He said, yeah. Well, he used to come to work with no shoes on. No steel caps, nothing. And they'd drop bricks on his foot, break his toes and everything. He didn't even care. He just kept working. I don't know, I called him Uncle Bandy, but he was definitely one of our role models, and I was so grateful to grow up with him in my life. I grew up with my grandmother at Nambour, and so my grandma was born in Buderim in 1923. Not in a hospital. She talks about her mother being at the top of a tree chopping timber and then had to come down and give birth to her. And in the secluded area in the bush at Buderim in 1923, Nan was born. And then other one, Nanny wrapped her up with, she had to weave a type of jumpsuit for her out of an empty Hessian bag there at the job site. So it was very interesting stories. But, on behalf of my family, I'd like to say wanya. Wanya is the word for welcome in our language. It also means where and who. It doesn't actually mean welcome. If you really look at it, it means where and who. But when you meet somebody, you'll be like, well, who are you and where are you from? You know what I mean? And so Wanya sort of, captures that for sure. But thank you very much for the opportunity. It's really interesting to be a part of this. I just came across it recently in the last couple of weeks. But very interesting. I've been watching it ever since. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm just going to now play this musical instrument as part of the Welcome to Country to welcome everybody here today. Wanya. Thank you very much. Wanya.